Good evening, Professor Kimber. This is Margaret Henriksen in SPD 501, and this is my video submission for the Teacher Professions Survey and Video Submission. Currently coming to you from Midland, Texas. So here we go, let's get into my video. First question was, what is the special education teacher's role in supporting learning, improving, planning, and practice, upholding professional expectations and ethics, and collaborating, advancing the profession? Personally, I believe that the role of the special education teacher, I think special education teachers hold like many different hats, meaning they're everything from a occupational therapist to a physical therapist to a medical professional like a nurse. They're also a counselor, sometimes a parent, as well as a teacher. So because with special education, you're holding many different hats. This is where I believe that it's important for anyone going into special education needs to be able to have a very high emotional intelligence, meaning that they're able to collaborate with many different people, not only just other special education teachers, but also general education teachers, occupational therapists, physical therapists, nurses, and things like that, because you have to be able to explain what your student is going through, what their limitations are, what they exceed at, because it also, another hat of a special educator is you're also an advocate. You're advocating for these students, and in some cases you're advocating for the parents as well, because some of these parents don't know what resources that they need for their child. So I think, and overall, I would say the special educator's role is not only as a teacher, but also as an advocate for their students and for their families. I would say that's their biggest role. Next question is, what dispositions that you currently possess will help you become a successful teacher? What dispositions do you need to work on before you enter the classroom as a first-year teacher? I believe my strong disposition is should demonstrate professional friendliness, warmth, and genuine caring in their relationships with others while providing intellectual, emotional, and spiritual support. I think that's something that I'm very strong with, something that just comes natural to me. It's kind of hard to explain. Like I can be professional, but also be able to kind of have that professional, friendly, joking manner, but keep it clean and keep it very professional, especially in an education setting. I can just naturally do that. And I also have a natural sense of how someone's feeling. So if someone's in a good mood, I can naturally, be friendly and joke with them. If someone is in a bad mood, I can always kind of take a step back and say, okay, they're not in the mood they're not feeling well, they're in a bad mood. But also kind of taking it to that next step and saying, okay, well, what do they need from me? What can I do to help them? And I think what I need to work on is the educator should promote and support curiosity and encourage active inquiry. I'm still trying to figure that out, how to use time and true methods, as well as being creative, and how to find that creativity in a student. I think that's just something that's going to come with time, and as I get in the classroom and I'm working with students and figuring out how each student learns. But that's something that I'm willing to learn. And last question, what effect could personal biases have on expectations that teachers have for their students? How could these biases affect their relationships with students and their families? I think biases can ultimately have a negative effect. A prime example, doesn't need to be anything negative. If an educator likes a particular student just for whatever reason, they just this is kind of like their favorite student. How that can adversely affect is, well, the other students are going to catch on to that. There's no way you can hide that, and it can just lead to, educators unintentionally or intentionally showing favoritism to that particular student, and then other students kind of being left to the wayside. And if the students catch onto this, parents are eventually going to catch onto this, and it can have some dire consequences for that teacher. So I just think that as educators just need to keep an open mind and treat all of our students with equal respect. So that's the end of my video, and that's it. That's all I have for now. Thank you.